What's up, guys? It's Connor with another weekly RDT fishing report here for January the 9th. It's the first full week of January that we've had. We have some rain coming in this week. It hasn't hit yet, but it's about to, and that's going to change some things for the lake here. But what has been going on is just your typical winter style fishing, following the bait. The lake is drawn down to winter pool. It's actually just below winter pool right now. They pulled it down in anticipation for the rain that we're going to have this week. So the water is bottomed out. And those fish are out chasing bait. Usually that's taking place in the creek arms, the main creeks off the lake. And, they're chasing bait. It's more difficult. You hear a lot of reports of guys going out there and it's like, I didn't catch anything today. And then you hear a bunch of guys saying, I went out and caught a bunch of fish today, a bunch of little ones. It just means the fish are moving around and they're grouped up. So you're either around fish or you're not. So following that bait fish has been the key. Looking for birds, looking for fish that you can see visually pushing bait has always been key. Following the wind is a great place to start to find the bait fish. Finding the wind-blown side of a bank or finding the wind-blown corner of a pocket is always a great place to start looking for that bait. But with the rain that we're going to have this week, it's going to change things a little bit. The rain means color added to the water, so that's always going to push fish towards the bank and make them feed a little bit more aggressively. I think a lot of that has to do with just their water color, and they feed more off of their lateral line, which makes them a little bit more aggressive and susceptible to eat baits that they might not have if they were out in the middle of the pocket chasing bait fish in clean water. So with that being said, the lipless bite and the Alabama rig bite are going to probably shine this week, depending on how much muddy water's in the area that you're fishing. My favorite lipless crankbait of all time, whether it's Lake Chickamagua or down in Florida, anywhere, is the Yozuri Rattling Vibe. There's a lot of people that would agree with this too. I like the 3/8 and the 5/8 size. They both are fish catchers. I really like the 5/8 size because I can cover a lot more water with it. You can do it with the 3/8, but the 5/8 is just, I get more bites on it, I think. I usually throw that on a little bit lighter line this time of year. I think you get a little bit more vibration out of it. But I really like the royal purple color, and then I also like their crawfish patterns too. That's the matte crawfish. You can catch fish on other lipless crankbaits. Those are just the two that I like the best. The Alabama rig bite, like I mentioned before, that's always gets a little bit better when the water gets a little bit of color to it, and start chase wind that comes with the front. That's always good. I prefer a hog farmer, a 5-wire, 3-blade, or 5-wire 4-blade. Alabama rig, something with a little bit of flash, but you can throw your favorite Alabama rig too. Everyone makes them now. There's a bunch of different configurations and wire lengths and sizes and things like that. The water temp is hanging around the mid-40s right now, give or take, depending on where you are in the lake. So that is pretty cold. That definitely has these fish in their winter patterns. That fish are be feeding a little bit more lethargically. That's just how it works in the wintertime. Their metabolism slows down, but they are feeding up, and that main forage is shad. So definitely, if you're going out there to fish this week, try to find the bait, locate areas and fish, stay in those areas that have the most bait, and don't be afraid to move around a little bit. If, like I said at the beginning of this video, those fish are kind of grouped up, chasing that bait, they kind of work together. So if you're not around fish, keep moving, don't be afraid to move around and jump around a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot us a message on our social media or come by the store. We love to talk with you guys. Hope y'all have a great week and look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.